Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and in this video we are gonna review my predictions for match day 4 of La Liga. We just finished the video for match day 3, the review, and we are gonna do a match day 4 as well. The point system, as I said in that video, and I have been saying it, it's very simple. 3 points for if my entire prediction was right, but 2 points if the prediction was right but the score was not right. So yeah, let's get right into it, and we start the weekend like we started the match day with Barcelona and Real Valladolid. I went for a 4-0 win for Barcelona because the way that they have been playing, I expected nothing but like a very convincing win, but it went further than that. Like it was a total rout. They were on a different level that day. Amazing performance. Like I don't really need to say anything. 7-0 they destroyed Valladolid, and I think it was a very easy win. It was a very commanding win, and it basically sends out a message. Wins like this usually are like, you expect Barcelona to defeat Valladolid. Like that's a game, especially at their home stadium. But when you win a game like this, not only does it give a confidence to your players and it increases the morale, it gives like it becomes a sort of a warning sign for other teams as well as your rivals, like Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. They would have seen that game and they would have been put on notice. Like this year they are a bit different. They were not playing like this last year. Let's be very honest with you. This year Hansi Flick has come in and he has changed everything. The way they are playing this year, like it's a lot better as compared to last year. They are playing with more confidence, most bravado. There is a sort of an aura about them this year. They've played on 100% record, the only team in the league till now to have that record, and they look like really the way they are playing, like in a way it feels like they are playing a bit with a bit of freedom that they did not have with Xavi. I sort of feel that they played the same way in Xavi's first year when all the bands were there and everything. Like nobody expected them to do good, and it feels like Xavi just told them to go out and play, and they went and they had fun and they won the league. Second year the expectations were there, and I think something happened in between Xavi and the players and whatnot, and I think that costed them the league last year. Real Madrid were really good. I'm not taking anything away from them, but I just think Barca were like, there was something happening at Barca this year again. Like the way they are playing it with so much freedom, it feels like they're just having fun. Till now, the 4 games, it's still early on, but the signs are there that they are just, it feels like they're just having fun, like they are friends out playing and they are going outside and playing football, and it's looking good for them. Valladolid, I don't want to say anything. I expected them to lose. I expected them to lose badly. I already said I thought it would be a 4-0, but 7-0. You cannot do anything as a team when the opponents are that good and they are in that sort of a mode. You just in a way have to just stay there and accept it in a way, and I think Valladolid had to do it. But for me, the thing I would say that the good thing for them is that it came just before the international break, so they can go to the international break and then they can now come back. They can regroup and forget about the drubbing that Barcelona gave them and focus on the season ahead and try think of getting points in the upcoming games. Moving on to the next game, it was Athletic Club versus Atletico Madrid, and I went with 0-0 in that game because like both of these teams have like not have the start that I have thought. Like they have been hot and cold in the first 3 games. I don't really know what to expect from them, and that's why I just sat on the fence. I just thought that it would be a 0-0, but in a way, and yeah, an exciting 0-0. Like I thought they would try, it would be an entertaining game of football, but to be very honest with you, it was not quite an exciting game of football. It was very cagey. It felt like a chess move between the two managers, a chess game. They're trying to cancel each other out. It was a very boring game. There not many chances were created. When you look at the talent that both the teams are possessed, you would be like in a way you feel it was quite a big letdown. This game could quite easily be like one of the feature games of La Liga, and before the season had started, if you would have like pick out the fixtures and you would have seen the players that both the teams have, you would have been really excited. I said the same thing in the preview as well, that before the season had started, everybody would have been quite excited and you would have expected goals. But as the season has started and the teams have played the games, as I said, nobody really expected it to be a very good game, and it turned out to be just like that. and it would have ended it would have ended 0-0, but Athletic get lucky. I think a Solot should be be credited. He did the majority of the work. He was the reason that they were able to, he gets the forces the defenders to make the mistake, then he uses his strength to keep the hold of the ball, and then he makes the final pass, and the striker scores the goal, and Athletic win it right. And the end, Athletic would be very disappointed that they did not get the at least 1 point out of them, because in my opinion I think Atletico did not do enough to win that game, but they somehow won it, and that's what matters. They got the 3 points, and they would be very happy, because if they would have drawn that game, that means they would have been already 6 points behind Barcelona, and that would have been a very big blow to their dreams of becoming champions again of La Liga. Moving on, the next game was Espanyol versus Rayo Vallecano, and I mean I went for a 2-2 draw between both of these teams. I expected a lot of goals. I expected an entertaining game. Rayo, I thought they would want to come to Espanyol Stadium, and they would want to get something out of this game, and they would want to win that game. Espanyol, on the other hand, they knew this was like one of their best chances to get that first victory of the season, and like they would try whatever they had in their locker to get that win, and it was, as I expected, a very entertaining game. Both teams went toe to toe with each other. Like both of them scored within the first 9-10 minutes. We were 1-1 up. Both, like it was a 1-1 within the first 10 minutes, and then after that both teams creating chances after chances. It was an open game, end-to-end stuff, and I think both the goalkeepers, like if there are not that many goals, you have to say, you know, pay respects to your the goalkeepers of both sides, because both of them made a very important and crucial saves that kept their teams in the game. And in the end, like it felt like Rayo were gonna be the one that, you know, get the win, especially in the last 10 to 15 minutes, and then in the added time it was they piled on the pressure, created chance after chance, and Espanyol were packed back, and at that moment you thought that Espanyol might concede, but luck favored them. They get the ball on the counter, and they go ahead and they finish in the 6th minute of added time on a counter attack, and that was it. That's their first win of the season, a very important win, a very crucial win for them. They needed that. As I said, the 4th game of the season, they still had not won, so, and to win it in a way like that gives you another confidence. They go into the international break on a high. Rayo, on the other hand, would be devastated. Like as I said, they were the team that looked like would go on and get the win, but to lose, and to lose in such a way, like it is a very disheartening thing, especially when that's like the emotions of both teams would be so different going into the international break. Espanyol would be on a cloud 7, and Rayo would be devastated. Like to lose like that, it is always like a hard to take for the fans, for the team, for the players, for everything. So yeah, with big win for Espanyol, and they get important and crucial 3 points. The next game was Leganes versus Mallorca, and I went for a 2-1 win for Leganes. Both teams played a 0-0 draw last week, and I thought that it was going to be a very close game. It was not, like I felt it would be a very cagey affair, and I thought Leganes, just being at home, I thought they would nick it in the end, but I was wrong, of course, because Mallorca won that game 1-0. But the rest of it was to, like, it was a very close game. It was a boring game as well, quite a cagey affair. Like a lot of not that many chances were created. I could like count it on my hands, like in a total of like 6 or 7 chances were created in the entirety of that game, and almost like 5 of them were created by Mallorca. Leganes were really poor. Like they had only 1 shot on goal in the entire game, and 2 chances created. That's how bad they were. Like I really did not expect them to have such a bad game. Mallorca, on the other hand, they were not like something spectacular, but as compared to Leganes, they were better, and I think they deserve to win that game. Between the two of them, they played better, and I think they deserve to win the game, and they won it to 3 important points for Mallorca. Leganes, they have dropped again another points. Like it is very hard to predict Leganes this season, because they keep 1 week they perform very good, and they get like a hard-fought draw or something, and the next week they are just dreadful, and you don't know what you are gonna expect from them. So yeah, Leganes lose, Mallorca get the 3 points, and we move on. Moving on, the next game was Valencia versus Villarreal, and I went for a 2-1 Villarreal win. They have started the season in an amazing way. They were undefeated coming into the game. They're still undefeated. They had won two games and drew 7 points in 3 games, and they were looking really good. Valencia, on the other hand, they had played 3 and lost all 3 of them, so they were in a very bad position. And so that's why I thought like it would be a very easy and convincing win for Villarreal. But to be very honest, the game was nothing like expected. Valencia, they started the game and they were really good. They dominated Villarreal early on and they got a deserved lead. And I think after the goal went in, the momentum sort of shift. Villarreal woke up from their slumber and then they got into the game and then they started to dominate the game. It was quite a fun first half and they got the deserved equalizer before the half. And then the red card incident happens and the game changes completely. In the second half, it was just a one-way traffic. Valencia created a lot of chances. They hit the crossbar. The goalkeeper for Villarreal, like he was on a different level in that game. They have to thank him, because if not for him, Valencia could have easily won that game. But he made sure that his team goes from here at least with at least 1 point, and he managed to do that. The game ends 1-1. And Valencia, I think, would be the team that would be quite disappointed out of the both teams, that they were not able to take advantage of having an extra man. And they played really good. I think this was their best performance of the season, but still they still not have any win. This was their first point, so I think that's better in a way. But they really should have won the game. Villarreal, they're still undefeated, 4 games, 2 wins, 2 draws, so it's still looking quite good for them. The next game, it was Alaves versus Las Palmas. I went with a 1-1 draw, because I was like, I would say in hindsight, I just got carried away. But like, I was really impressed with Las Palmas' performance against Real Madrid, and I thought they would come into this game and they would have some that sort of a performance again. And if I'm being very honest, they played really good. To be very honest with you, it's not like just Alaves just go ahead and they easily won the game. No, it was quite an it was a 50-50 game, to be very honest with you. It was a close game. Las Palmas were just like, they were not able to finish their chances. Both of the teams created a good number of chances, but the thing was quite simple. Like, Alaves finished their chances and Las Palmas did not, and they paid the price for it and they lost the game. It's as simple as that. There was nothing like special by Alaves in that game, apart from them finishing their chances. And it is very important in football. But I would say, like, as I said, it was a quite interesting and exciting game of football. I think good performance by Alaves and Las Palmas. I don't think they should be really hard on themselves. If they would have been able to finish those chances, I think it would have been a draw. But very good game for Alaves and important 3 points. Like, at home, they needed to win a game. They need to win games like this, especially at home, and they went ahead and they got the win. Moving on, it was Osasuna versus Celta Vigo. I went for a 2-0 Celta Vigo win because of how Osasuna got thrashed by Girona on match day 3, and in a way, now it feels like it was a bad prediction. But at that time, I just thought that the way Celta are playing in this season, the way they have played in the first 3 games, I thought they would go on and win this game quite easily. But I was wrong. Like, the game, not completely wrong, because the game was quite good. Osasuna, they go ahead and then they take the lead, but Celta respond with their equalizer. Osasuna again take the lead just before halftime. It was quite a fun first half. In the second half, Osasuna go ahead and they double their lead, and basically that ended the game. In a way, it became quite impossible, like, for Celta to come back from that, and they tried, but Osasuna were really good at defending until that freakish on goal that they considered. I don't know what happened there, but that was a weird goal to concede. And I think Osasuna would be in a way disappointed to concede that goal, but I don't think they really did matter because they got the 3 points that they really needed, and it was a very important win, and they get the 3 points, and I think it is they deserved it in a way. It was a very good commanding performance by Osasuna. And Celta on the other hand, it has been a weird season for them. The first 2 games they won both of them, the next 2 games they have lost both of them, but all the 4 games have been quite interesting and quite as a neutral, it is they have sort of become my go-to team. If I want to watch an exciting game, I am now starting to watch Celta Vigo quite a lot. I've watched all 4 of their games, so I want to watch them because all their games are interesting. And it's a funny thing that in the first 2 weeks I predicted them to lose both the times, and they won, and in the third and fourth match day I predicted them to win, and they have lost. So now I think I should just predict that they are gonna lose if they want to win. I have become sort of a jinx for them. But in the game, as I said, they lose the game. Osasuna, they get 3 points, and I think they would be very happy with it. The next game is Sevilla versus Sevilla versus Girona. I went for a 3-1 convincing win for Girona because the way that they played last week, a 4-0 win, and I thought they are gonna continue that, and they did it in this game as well. And Sevilla have been dreadful in this in the season so far, and I thought it would continue. But to be very honest, with Sevilla, to be honest to Sevilla, they had their best game of the season. It was a good performance from them. They created a good number of chances, but they never really finished them, and I think that is going to be a problem for them. It happened in the previous game and in the match day too. They are creating the chances, but they are not able to finish it. But on a whole, as a performance, I think this was their best performance of the season. Girona, they it's just 2 wins in a row, convincing. They have scored 6 goals. They have not conceded anything in this from the opponents in 2 games, and they get 2 wins just before the international break. So the players go on to their international duty with huge confidence, and the environment at the club in the locker room would be quite good for them. And they needed that after the start of the season was not good for them. They have made a good comeback, and let's see what they do after the international break. The next game was Getafe versus Real Sociedad. I went for a 1-0 Getafe win because Sociedad have in a way been quite bad this season. Till now they have not had the start that people expected from them, including me. And Getafe, they did not play on match day 3. They had a rest because Real Betis were playing in the Conference League, so they had a week's rest, and they were at home as well. So I thought this was the best opportunity for them to go ahead and defeat Real Sociedad, but they were not able to do it. It was, to be very honest, till now, if I'm being very honest, the worst game of La Liga this season. It was such a bad game. There was nothing in that game. Both teams just I don't really know. It was a snooze fest. It was so boring. They barely anything created. 1 shot on goal, 3 chances created in the entire game. That's how bad it was. And I don't need to say anything apart from that. It was a really bad game of football. I don't really care. I know I do not get any points, but it was really bad. 0-0, and yeah, that is it. As I said, 1 shot on goal, 3 chances created in the entirety of the game. Third draw in a row for Getafe. Sociedad, another 2 points drop. I don't know what's happening with them. It has not been a good start for them, and they need to do something. Otherwise, the gap is it's early on, but the gap is starting to become a bit becoming a big problem for them, to be very honest with you. And they need to do something after the international break. They need to come back with some vigor and try to win the games, because it's not looking good at the moment. And the final game, of course, it was a Real Betis versus Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, and I went for a 2-1 Real Madrid win. I thought Betis would give them a tough time, and they did. To be very honest with you, it's not like that Real were very good or anything. I would say it again, Real Madrid have not convinced me till now this season. Their performances are not up to the mark that you expect from Real Madrid. They are not really creating the chances that you expect from Real Madrid. With the talent that they have, it has not been a good start, and it was the same this game as well. Like, they are struggling in the midfield. The cohesiveness is not there. The link-up play between the midfield and the attacking players, it's not there. Maybe it is Cruz retiring. Maybe it is just Mbappe has come in, and it's taking time for him and the midfield and the players around him to learn the way that they play each of them play. I think it's taking them a lot of time. You don't really expect players of this caliber to take such time, but it is taking them time. Paris were really good. They created a good number of chances themselves, and they frustrated Madrid for quite a long time until the 70th minute. Like, it was 0-0, and then a moment of brilliance from Valverde, that back heel to Mbappe, and that is it. Like, you don't give Kylian Mbappe that chance. Like, he's in front of the goalkeeper, you from 6 yards out, you expect, like, no way Madrid Mbappe misses that, and he goes ahead and he scores first goal for Kylian Mbappe in La Liga, and that was it. And after that they get a penalty, and it's 2-0. I don't think the scoreline reflects the nature of the game. It was quite a close game, to be very honest with you. In the end, I still think Madrid deserved to win. They created more chances as compared to Betis, and they really tried to get it. Betis were really good for a lot of the game, but they were not really able to stop Madrid from winning. They win, and I keep on saying, like, now they are already 4 points behind Barca, courtesy of the 2 draws. So now every game becomes crucial for them, because they don't want to go behind Barcelona that much that it becomes impossible for them to catch them. It happened the same with Barcelona last year. Like, they won the El Clasico, the first one, but the other results from the other games were the reason that they were not able to catch them afterwards. And Madrid would have that in mind, and they would make sure that it doesn't happen to them as well. They end the match day with a win, and they go into the international break with 3 points. So yeah, that is it for me as well. There will be points somewhere, and you will know how many points I make. I have no idea how many points I got in this week. I would first put the points for match day 4, and then for the 4 weeks we are gonna see if I am doing any better, like if I'm doing good or I've been dreadful. I think it was a very bad week for me, to be very honest with you. Even match day 3, I don't think I got that many points, and even I don't think I got this, because like it is like you don't expect a team like Atleti to draw points, or like Sociedad to lose points. So because it's becoming very hard to make predictions, because what we thought before going into the season, it is not really happening that way. So after the international break, I think it's going to be even more harder to predict, but it's fun, to be very honest with you. It's quite fun predicting them and seeing how bad I am doing, but we'll see. You will have the predictions on this way. You can join and you can play along with me. You can make your prediction in the comment section below when I do the predictions for this week's games. You can come and you can make your prediction. You can see by the end of the weekend how many of your predictions were right and how many of them you got wrong. So yeah, that is it from me in this video. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. As I said before, we are trying to get to 300 subs before the end month of September ends, so please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, help us achieve our target. And yeah, that is it from me in this video. Until next time, bye bye.